some issues here. You see that? That's how that thing works. As you can see, it goes this direction, up and around. Almost looks like there's a seized link on it, but it's not. That's a connector. This here is an oiler. This here is also an oiler. You can see it's really kind of wet in here. There's plenty of oil getting on that chain. Now, as you can see, it's running true again. And I'm going to tell you why. You ready for this? I pull this strip back here so you can see. This is one piece. You cannot buy this piece. Somewhere, someone has hit that with a hammer. It wasn't me. It wasn't Tim. It wasn't anybody but somebody at the factory. So, here's the issue. This whole backing plate bent. Right here. It bent. It wasn't just the shaft. It was the whole entire half or side of this baler. Right here. Boom. It bent. And that is why it was not running true. So, what I did, and I didn't catch it on film, but the guy was out from Messick's today, as you can see on my Instagram. He said that, well, he said, let's get a porta power and we'll push that thing back there. Like porta power, I got one of those. It's called a skid steer. So I took the skid steer, and you might be able to see a little bit of mark. Maybe, maybe not, right up in there where I took that skid steer and I just pressed it. And I pressed that thing right on around there. Pushed it in, now it's true again. Now I'm not entirely thrilled with the way this oiler is working. It is oiled, you can see, but it still looks a little drier than I want it to be. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and probably steal some grease or something to stick on there. I don't have any oil on hand to put on that thing. So, anyways, at least that's that. Now, when it comes to the mower, I got problems. Here's the deal. I bought this baler and I bought that mower so I would not have any problems with this year's harvest. Unfortunately, I'm having problems. The mower has, it had steering motor or steering pump issues. They were leaking, which really wasn't that big a deal. I could still run it. So, all right, no big deal, right? So I'm running it. They came today to change out the motors, or the steering pumps. The motors were fine. And when they checked the hydraulic oil, it looked like brass confetti. Well, brass confetti in your hydraulic oil is not a good thing. So it tells me that it is, well, let me go back a little bit. I've been having trouble with the header stalling out. I mean, you're going along in material like this. As you can see behind me, there's some pretty damn big, awesome fat windrows. Another thing, it doesn't stall out in this. It stalls out in the really short, fine stuff. So if you get a patch of like overgrown fescue is really hard to cut, and it stalls out. So we pulled apart the drive motors, the drive pumps for the drive motors to make the machine go forward. There was nothing wrong with them. So it's actually the header drive pump that's bad. So they have to replace the header drive pump and the header drive motors, which means about, I don't know, $15,000 to $20,000 worth of pumps to go in this thing. Now, I've got a phone call in. I keep checking my phone, but nobody's calling me from Messick's, and I'm getting a little bit miffed about the whole thing because I am not allowed to run my new mower, which this week, I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's bright and sunny and beautiful. And they tell me I can't run my mower. Well, God damn it, I need that thing. And if they tell, and they're supposed to call me back before closing today on the ETA of those parts, because I gotta have this thing running before tomorrow afternoon. If they can't get it running by tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna run that motherfucker anyway. And then they can deal with the broken parts, because I need to go. I didn't buy this machine just to sit on my thumbs. I am a little upset. So, anyhow, that's what's going on. Oh, I'm a little pissed. Anyway, whatever. John Deere, here I come. I'm telling you, I'm gonna buy a John Deere mower. The reason I don't buy a Corona or a Floss is because I don't trust them. Can't get parts with a Corona. Floss, same deal. I mean, I've already talked to guys about this, and they're like, yeah, you know, you could be waiting a week or so for parts. Fuck you, I don't want to wait a week. I don't want to wait for parts. Yeah, I'm going to spend $500,000 on a piece of equipment just when it breaks, I got to wait a week for parts. Well, that just isn't happening for me. I'm sorry. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you understand the way that oiler works or that chain. Okay, alright, so it's dark. I've had to come home because of this pickup. Yeah, I do not have a light on my camera that I can... Oh, wait a minute. I think maybe I possibly could, but... Anyway, I don't... I'm a little bit on the speechless side. I've actually straightened this out. Okay, this piece where the idler is attached, okay, that is attached to an end plate. The end plate is only about an eighth of an inch thick. And not only that, they didn't weld. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to have to come up with a light. I don't have one. Anyway. Yeah, you can see it right here. There's a slit here. I never welded these slits. Okay, so this thing here, when there gets to be an amount of stress on it, it starts to slowly bend this end plate inward, cocking that sprocket. Now, I have taken my skid steer and I have abused it. I took the skid steer, I pushed on it 2 or 3 different places. I actually have the sprocket where it belongs to be put back together, but I am not satisfied with just bending it back together, because I've got a mouthful of hay here and I really have to do something with this. So I think what I'm going to do, and of course, yes, the chain is broken again. Yes, it is. I believe it is. It is very oily, so my oiler has decided to work pretty good. What is wrong here? So anyways, yeah, so I've got this broken chain, which is no big deal. I will chop it apart. I think that is the master link too, no? Even if it isn't, I got plenty of tension there with the tensioner. You're not even able to see this thing, but anyway, I'm going to throw this video up here just because there's a little bit of a rant with it, and I think you'll enjoy that. And tomorrow, you're going to get a whole new video on me repairing. Oh, it's going to be dark now, but you're going to get a whole video of me repairing that particular piece. So, until tomorrow, sayonara. Commento, rate, and subscribe.